It's gonna be a better day. It's getting better, a better day. It's getting better, a better day. Look ahead, oh, I'm moving on, it's a better day. It's getting better, a better day.
What's up, youth? How you guys doing? We're so excited that you've joined us. We just want to welcome you, especially if you're new with us. Welcome to the fam. We're so excited that you've joined us. We're going to kick things off with a game that we like to call
Pringle Taste Challenge.
Pringle Taste Challenge. How's this going to work, Luke?
Well, we bought several different flavors of Pringles at our local Safeway.
Yep.
And we're going to do a taste test. The only thing is one of us is going to be blindfolded, and we're going to see who can guess the most right. The consequence for guessing one wrong is a slap to the face. So
Dang. It's like an immediate slap to the face, like you get it wrong, like this is pizza flavor.
right.
Okay, cool.
So we'll see how this goes. We've got, just to let you guys know our flavors here, we have cheddar cheese, barbecue, lightly salted, original, ranch, pizza, sour cream, or cheddar and sour cream and onion, or salt and vinegar. So some of them are kind of close.
Yeah.
We'll see if it's hard or not.
Yeah.
I don't know.
This is going to be tricky. Some of them are so close to each other that I don't know if I'll be able to tell the difference or not.
Let's see how it goes.
All right, crew, here we go. Luke is blindfolded. I'm going to go ahead and give him his first Pringle chip. He has to identify it or he gets slapped upside the head. So here is the first one. Luke, right in front of you here. Actually, do you want me to take it out and hand it to you?
Yeah, you can hand it to me. Okay. Cheddar. Oh, seriously?
Oh, your nose is running.
It's kind of cold in here. That wasn't cheddar?
No. That was way off.
What?
Yeah. Okay, this one should be easy.
That was insane. I swore that was cheddar.
No. That's so funny, dude. Okay, let me show the camera what this one is.
I'm so confused about what I just ate.
Okay, here you go.
I know pizza when I have
Okay.
I was so confident last time, I was like, maybe I got it wrong again.
Okay. Here you go, Luke.
Okay. Lightly salted. Oh, what? No, I was wrong.
Yeah. Okay. How many have you done? 3?
Yes.
Okay. Here's your next one.
Oh, wow. Salt and vinegar.
Boom. Good job. All right. Here we go. You've got some good taste buds, dude.
I know my Pringles, I thought.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Think about it.
Sour cream and onion?
You're getting into the shot a little bit more.
I knew that was wrong.
Scoot forward just a touch.
I have no idea what that was.
Should I tell you?
I bet it was ranch.
Here you go. I feel like I'd know him better, but I actually don't know.
I'm so confused. Salted. That is really hard, dude. All right, dude. Well,
right,
I only got 2 right. We'll see if you can beat me.
Tip of the tongue. Teeth and the lips. Let's go. Please don't mess with me. Please don't hit me either. I feel like you're about to hit me.
No, I'm not.
Oh, okay.
All right, bro. Here's your first chip.
Oh. I'm going with cheddar. Seriously?
Seriously.
Dude. Pringles needs to step up their quality. Wait, that was original.
No. All right, here's another one.
What the heck was that?
Do you want to know?
Yeah, kinda.
That was sour cream. That was the cheddar and sour cream.
Oh, it was cheddar.
No, there's a...
I know.
All right, next chip.
That is awful. I think it's ranch.
Yeah, it's ranch.
Oh, okay.
Good job. Good job.
I was like, ow, ow.
All right.
Dang. I'm surprised I got that one right. It really tastes bad. I would not recommend those.
All right, dude. Next one.
That's lightly salted.
Yep.
Dude, it tastes like a communion cracker. There's no flavor at all.
That's how I felt with the one that I said that for.
Really?
Seriously. Next one. What one are you on? Do you know?
I think this is the fourth one.
Yeah, okay.
Oh no. Oh no. What is that? Is that cheddar?
Yeah, dude. Great job.
Oh, really? No way.
Seriously.
I almost said every other one but that one.
What made you land on that?
Because I was like, it kind of tastes like cheddar in the sour cream one. And I was like, it kind of tastes like pizza, but it doesn't taste so much like those that I can like confidently choose it.
Right.
I was like, it just tastes like cheese.
All right, dude. We've got this next one coming up.
Oh no. Barbecue.
Nice.
Oh, I was getting a hit.
What was that one? Do you know how many now?
One more.
One more. Okay. Gotta choose carefully.
Man, I like this game. Tastes
Yeah,
good.
not a bad game, right?
This game tastes good. I'd highly recommend it. Just take the hitting part out.
Trying to remember what I gave you already. Are repeats allowed?
Sure. I mean, whatever you want.
I honestly can't remember if this is a repeat.
You gave me the cheddar one already. The cheddar
Okay.
and sour cream.
All right, here's another one.
Oh, this smells awful. Is that sour cream and onion?
I'm just kidding, yeah.
Oh, it was? Aw, dude. That was great. Yes.
Good work, man. Did you get any wrong?
One.
One wrong. Wow.
That was awesome. Dude, so what's your all-time fave?
All-time favorite is pizza for sure.
It's crazy how much they can make the chip taste like pizza.
Dude, you said that this was disgusting. Ranch?
The ranch one? I couldn't identify. Somehow I thought it was ranch, but I was like,
I wonder if people ever do this and put ranch on their pizza?
Oh,
Ranch on your pizza?
raise your hand if you're a ranch on your pizza kind of person.
Let's go global, all over the world. Yeah, there's good news I got to deliver. Listen up, cause here's the truth. Go on and spread the word. Show 'em what we about to do.
What's up, youth? I'm here with Luke and Hannah, and we are going to play a game called Boomer Say What. And how this is going to go down is I'm going to give you a phrase that was common when the boomers were teens. So you've got your lingo these days, you know, like TBH or bet, or you know what I'm saying, where
Totally.
the things that confuse us. But when boomers were teens, they had some phrases. So I'm going to say these phrases. We're going to pause the video. You're going to have a time to discuss among your group what you think the meaning of the phrase is. And then Luke and Hannah are going to kind of discuss what they think it means. So, you ready for this?
Let's go.
Okay, perfect. The first one is this. Don't flip your wig. Don't flip your wig. What do you think that means? Okay.
Don't flip your wig.
Yeah.
It makes me instantly think of like, don't like overreact or don't get like super mad. But it's not like like the blow, like the like lid off the pot or something like that.
Yeah,
Is that
no,
a
but
phrase?
I'm thinking the same thing.
Flip
like,
the wig.
Flipping your wig is like chill.
Yeah,
You
like don't
chill.
go crazy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know. That sounds
Cool.
What's it mean?
It means calm down.
Oh,
Great,
Yeah,
great.
chill
We
out.
did it.
That was good. That was good. Okay, you ready for the next one? Okay, the next one is this. Word from the bird. Word from the bird.
word from the bird.
So, word from the bird.
Potentially, I feel like it could be like the gossip. It's
Like word on the street
word on the
is-
street.
Like the tea or.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the boomer lingo for tea. What's the tea?
Okay. Well, the answer, it's actually the boomer version of to be honest.
Oh,
TBH, like to be straight up, to be honest, to be real with you. Come on, snake, let's rattle. Come on, snake, let's rattle.
I almost used to think my brain goes to like from Mean Girls, like get in, loser, we're going shopping.
Yeah.
Just makes me think of like
Get in, snake, let's rattle.
come on, let's go or something. I don't know.
Okay, that's fair. Well, what it means is to dance or to fight. So it's like let's stop dipping in my Kool-Aid. Stop dipping in my Kool-Aid.
I think it is literal. I think that boomers drank a lot of Kool-Aid and that was a problem
Yeah.
from back in the day.
Yeah.
My mind goes to like get out of my bubble or get out of my space.
Okay.
Like I do just think of like angry old people, like just telling people to get off their lawn.
Yeah.
I kind of think of like, dude, don't be a party pooper on my stuff. That's what I'm kind of wondering.
That's good
Stop
too.
dipping in my Kool-Aid is like, dude, stop ruining my,
Yeah.
stop killing my vibes.
Yeah. Similar. Okay, so stop dipping in my Kool-Aid. The meaning for that is stop being so nosy. So you're right about like, get off my lawn, like get out of my business, you know, or
Okay.
leave me alone. That's kind of what that means. So yeah, you guys were right.
Stop
You were
dipping
right.
in my Kool-Aid.
Here's one. What a fry. What's a fry? F-R-Y.
I think it's like calling someone a square. Like, oh, dude, that guy's such a square.
Which means what? I feel like that's a boomer phrase.
Which means like, I don't know.
Yeah.
It makes me think of like I don't know, like a whippersnapper. Just kind of just think of like they're
A kid.
they're cool or they're legit. I don't
They're
know.
cool, legit.
I don't know.
Yeah, I have
Okay,
no
that's-
idea.
All right. Dude, it actually means what a weirdo, or that person is strange. What a fry.
What a fry. That's
Yeah.
a good one. I'm gonna start using that.
What a fry.
What a fry.
This is unique. Want to go to the submarine races.
Also literal.
Yeah. They did this back in the
Yeah,
day.
it's very common.
Want to go to the submarine races?
What?
What the heck?
Why are you smiling like that?
Because I just saw what it means.
Want to go to
It's
the
good.
submarine races?
I have no idea.
I'm trying to think like underground, like submarines or like in the water. I don't know if it's too literal, but like
I was thinking of like, dude,
No.
want to go for a swim with the fishes? It's like,
Yeah.
I'll kill you and put you in the ocean.
oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
Close.
What's it mean?
It means want to make out.
Submarine races?
Yeah,
so weird. What does that even
Want to
mean?
go to the submarine races. That's
in the
probably the worst
world?
pickup line I've ever heard. Here's one. Groovy threads. Groovy threads.
Easy.
Cool clothes.
Cool clothes.
Cool clothes. Good fit. Great outfit.
Nice
Yeah.
fit.
Yeah, nice fit.
Nice fit. Yeah. Okay.
Ruby threads.
I love that.
Cat.
Individual.
Just cat.
Like a cool cat.
Yep. Okay. Cruising for a bruising.
My,
You
my
probably
dad
know
uses this
one.
all the time,
Yeah,
actually.
right? You're cruising for a bruising.
Also easy.
Yeah.
You're gonna get beat up.
Yeah. You're gonna have some
Spanked.
trouble. You're about
Yeah.
to get hurt. Dude, what are some phrases? That's all of them there. But what are some phrases that you have picked up along the way or heard? Like my grandpa's like all about.
Oh,
this.
your grandpa's got good ones.
The cruising for a bruising, yeah, I haven't heard that one in a while. My dad always said that growing up when we were like getting into trouble or something.
Yeah.
You're cruising for a bruising.
I always say that things are a flash in the pan, and Danica is always like, no one says that, and no one knows what you're talking about.
Well, explain it.
Yeah, I don't
It's
even
like-
know that one.
It's like saying like, oh yeah, dude, that I feel like that restaurant was a flash in the pan. Like it was like
Cool for a second.
cool for a second, gone.
Yeah,
That
no, it
makes
makes
sense.
sense.
Yeah,
It's
like
pretty literal.
it came into town and then it was out.
Yeah. Dude, my grandpa would always say, he'd ask me if I want a Hertz donut. And then he'd always like punch me or something to be like, Hertz donut.
Oh my gosh. That's amazing.
That's such a boomer thing.
It's good. I'm trying to think of some other
Yeah.
ones.
I know, me too.
I'm not trying to call anybody out, but if you're a boomer and you're a leader, share some of the phrases that you grew up using.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a better day. It's getting better, getting better. A better day. It's getting better, getting better, better, a better day. Look ahead, look ahead, look ahead. Oh, I'm moving on. It's a better day. It's getting better, getting better.
What's up, youth? Today I want to begin by telling you guys a story about one of my favorite role models and inspirations. He is a rock and roller dude named Larry Norman. If you haven't heard about this guy yet, he was like born around the 50s and then rose to fame in the late 60s and 70s, and then was involved in the Christian music scene all the way till he passed away in 2008. What I love about Larry Norman is that he had a passion for rock and roll and a love for Jesus. At a young age, he really liked Elvis Presley. He started picking up the guitar, learning how to play, and he was at the same time going to prisons and hospitals and sharing the gospel with his dad. So he started incorporating Jesus into his rock and roll music. That sounds like a normal thing to do in our day, but in Larry's day, this was kind of crazy thing to do. Why? Because people of the day who were in Christian communities thought that rock and roll music was of the devil. They wouldn't want their kids listening to it because they thought that their kids would then start playing with switchblades and doing drugs and having sex and that kind of thing. And so they wanted their kids to stay away from rock. And Larry had a different way of thinking. He wanted to bring Jesus into rock and to influence culture with Jesus and rock. So by the time Larry was in his 20s, he was playing with big time rockers, like dudes like Jimi Hendrix and the Who and the Doors. He was playing with big time legends. And what I love about Larry Norman is that he was like a rebel, right? He was like not a rebel without a cause. He was a rebel with a cause. Like, he wasn't accepted in the rock and roll community fully because he loved Jesus and he wouldn't participate. He obeyed the ways of Jesus. He wouldn't participate in sinful things. And so he just didn't quite have the street cred in his art. And then in the Christian community, he wasn't welcome because he had really long blonde hair. Shout out to long hair, right? He had really long blonde hair. He wasn't accepted in church because he wore distressed jeans and because they didn't like that he hung out with shady characters who played the guitar and liked rock. And so I can't help but think of Larry and where he might have gone had he ditched Jesus, right? How much further his music career may have gone, maybe some of you right now, you're like, I've never heard of Larry Norman. Maybe you would have heard of Larry Norman if he left Jesus out of his music. He would have rose to fame like his peers. I also wonder if Jesus had just left rock and roll behind and pursued Jesus and done a different style of music that was accepted in the Christian community, would he be more well known in the Christian community, right? Larry was, and while he was playing music, he was so controversial that he was receiving death threats and was like not allowed to be played on Christian radio. Some Christian radios and stores will still not play Larry Norman music. It's mind-blowing to me. What can make us gain this sort of confidence that says, I don't care what the world says about me. I don't care about these perceived hardcore tradition holders say about me. I'm going to pursue Jesus at all costs. What can give us this kind of confidence? I believe that it is laser focus, a clear goal, a mission worth pursuing no matter the cost. That's what we're going to be talking about today, because I believe when we don't have crystal clear vision, we're not able to be resilient when people on different sides say things about us or drag our names through the mud. When we don't have crystal clear vision and we pursue lesser things like popularity and money and achievements, what people say about us regarding those things affect us. But when we have crystal clear vision on Jesus and the goals of God, then we're able to walk with confidence. You know, Larry Norman was a rebel for Christ, this total boss. Jesus was also a bit of a rebel. We find in a story in Matthew where respectable people were saying horrible things about Jesus just for living the gospel and just for loving people. I'm just going to read a bit of it. I'm going to jump around and tell it a bit like a story. But here in Matthew 12, Jesus heals someone with a withered hand. How awesome is that? You'd think people would love it, but this is what happens. Jesus heals him, says that he said to the man, stretch out your hand, and the man stretched it out, and it was restored, healthy like the other. Praise God. But the Pharisees didn't praise God. Instead, the religious leaders of the day made a plot against him and decided they wanted to destroy him. They wanted to kill Jesus. Jesus, it says in the next verse, was aware of this, and so he withdrew, and many followed him, and he healed them too, and then he ordered them not to go tell everybody. And Jesus did this to fulfill what the prophet in Isaiah says, which down in verse 20, it says, this is part of the prophecy in Isaiah. It says that a bruised reed he will not break, and a smoldering wick he will not quench until he brings justice to victory. You know what I love about Jesus is people didn't not like him because he was mean, right? The people didn't not like Jesus because he was going around like hitting people over the head with truth. They just didn't like Jesus because he was loving people well. He was bringing, not just loving people, he was bringing the gospel. That's what they didn't like. That describes Jesus. I love it. It says if there's a bruised reed, he won't snap it off carelessly. He'll actually bind it up. And if there's a candle wick that's kind of having a hard time, he doesn't blow it out. Instead, he fans it back to life. That's how Jesus lived his life. It was in a gentle way. And yet people hated Jesus. It says that there's a demon-oppressed man who was blind and mute, was brought to Jesus, and Jesus healed him. The man spoke and saw, and the people were amazed. They said, "Can this be the son of David?" But when the Pharisees heard it, they said, "It is only by Satan, the prince of demons, that this man casts out demons." So you see, Again, Jesus was living the gospel, and people called him Satan. They wanted to kill him. This isn't the only time that this happens in Jesus' life. It's all throughout the Gospels. Not just the Pharisees don't just want to kill Jesus, but the non-Jews too. The Gentile, the non-religious of the day wanted to kill Jesus too, and participated actually in the death of Jesus. When he was hung on the cross, he was hung there by both the religious and non-religious of the day. He was a bit like Larry Norman, not liked by either, and ultimately put to death for sharing the gospel. Paul and Barnabas, we find them in a very similar boat. This is after Jesus has rose from the dead and gone back to heaven, and now Paul and Barnabas are bringing the good news to the world like Jesus did. They've taken the baton. They're passing on the good word, or the good news, and you'd think like, well, they're probably going to be treated like Jesus was. And that is exactly what happens. It says in the book of Acts that Paul and Barnabas go to a town called Lystra. And there was someone there who couldn't use his feet. He was crippled since birth, and he had never walked. And he listened to Paul speaking, and Paul looked at him intently and saw that he had the faith to be made well, and he said in a loud voice, "Stand upright on your feet." And he sprang up and began walking, and when the crowd saw what Paul had done, they lifted up their voices, saying, "The gods have come down to us in the likeness of men." Barnabas they called Zeus, and Paul Hermes, because he was the chief speaker. Here we see that they loved Paul and Barnabas, but their opinion changes. Says that down later that they Paul and Barnabas they share, no, we're not gods, we're mere men, we're just bringing good news, and then they share the gospel. And then there's this crazy verse where the Jews come from Antioch. It says in 14:19, the Jews came from Antioch and Iconium, and having persuaded the crowds, they stoned Paul and dragged him out of the city, supposing that he was dead. And guess what Paul did after that? He got up and went back into town to preach the gospel. What is crazy here is that these people's opinions change on a dime. Those that hated Jesus all of a sudden were both from the religious and the non-religious, going right up against Jesus, right up against Paul, and they stone him. What can give Paul and Jesus and more modern day people like Larry the courage to do this, to be this resilient? Paul tells us here, he actually gives us the secret to his resilience in Galatians 1, verse 10. He says, "For am I now seeking the approval of man or of God? Or am I trying to please man? If I were still trying to please man, I would not be a servant of Christ." Paul shares with us his secret sauce to being resilient in the face of hardship, and that is seeking Christ. So, what does this mean for us today? I think it means just like when Paul and Larry shared the good news of Jesus, they were treated like Jesus was treated. That's going to be true for us as well. We know throughout history that those who have shared the gospel have been persecuted. They've been hated. The gospel makes people mad because, as we talked about last week, it causes disruption in our life. Obeying Jesus or refusing to participate in certain things might make you lose popularity. It made Jesus and the disciples lose popularity. Refusing, you might even not even losing popularity, you might even look evil in the eyes of people. You might be called a devil for listening to Jesus and living his ways. People looked right at Jesus and called him a devil, and people will do the same to Christians today. They say that we're hateful, that we're ignorant, those kinds of things. They say crazy things to us. Respectable people might look down on you just like respectable people look down on Paul and Barnabas. These were not like nobodies saying rude things about Paul and Barnabas. These were people that were loved in their communities. It might mean, like, as you pursue the gospel, you might be hanging out with people that bring your reputation down. That's what happened for Jesus. he was constantly being like, his name was being dragged through the mud, and he was being slandered for hanging out with sinners, right? Zacchaeus, we see that people go, why is Jesus hanging out with sinners? For us, people might say that you're not cool because you're hanging out with someone that they don't think is cool, right? And that can go for many different ways. Maybe you like aren't a part of a certain group, and when you go and hang out with the other group, your main group is looking at you funny now, like, dude, why are you hanging out with them? That can happen for us when the gospel invades our life. And I want to give a disclaimer here, and that is, as I mentioned earlier, Jesus was persecuted, was hated, was called a devil for living the truth and showing grace. Some of you guys may fall into a camp where you know the truth of the Bible, you're just kind of being a jerk about it, and people don't like it. And I would just give a warning that Jesus always offered truth with grace. That maybe if people, I see oftentimes people go like, people don't like me, I'm sharing Jesus' stuff and they just don't like me. And it's like, well, that's because you're kind of being a jerk. They don't like you because they don't not like you because you're sharing the gospel. They just don't like you because you're a mean person. Notice how Scripture describes Jesus as someone who is gentle. He says that his burden's light and his yoke is easy. And he mentions right in there that he is gentle, right in those verses. So why do we seek the approval of God over man? I want to say first, it gives us purpose. And if people don't think you're cool, that's okay. That's not your purpose anyway. Your goal in life isn't to be cool. If people slap labels on you like hateful or ignorant or foolish or stupid, that's okay. Your main goal in life isn't to be loved by them. If well-respected people look down on you, that's all right, because there is one who is worthy of all respect and admiration, and he approves of you. And which leads me to my next point, which is we can know what God thinks of us, but people's opinions change all the time. Paul and Barnabas, as I mentioned earlier, were praised 1 second, and then they stoned Paul the next second. They tried to kill him. People can like you one day and dislike you another day. It's just kind of how it works. The goalpost is always changing. It's always moving. And so it's hard to please people. It's a bad goal because it's impossible. You can't please everybody. But God tells us exactly how to please him. He lays out his desires clearly in his word, and his goalpost doesn't change. Not only that, but his love for you will never change. He's always rooting for you. He's always on your side, and he isn't quick. He will not change his view of you. The application for us becomes this: living for God gives you the resilience to take bold steps. So what bold steps do you need to take this week? I'll just say, what are some bold steps that you can take this week, or start making some goals, some things that you can do? For some of you, that might be changing your life purpose, right? Right now, your purposes are on lesser things. You are worried about reputation or achievements, things that can fade and go away. You need to change your goal to the main thing, which is pleasing God and being in a relationship with your Father. For some of you, you have decided that, but you haven't yet taken bold steps. You haven't brought the gospel up with friends because you're worried about what that may do for your reputation or your friendship with them. Maybe it looks like I mentioned hanging out with people that will bring your reputation down for the sake of bringing the gospel to them. Maybe it's not doing that thing that all your friends are doing and even explaining to them why. I don't do that or participate in that because it goes against my belief in God. It's taking bold steps, making Jesus the main thing. That's what I want for my life, and that's what I want for your life. And then will you be encouraged? As we're closing up, I'm thinking of this song by Larry Norman. I'll just bring it back to Larry as we wrap up. He says that he has been shot down, kicked around. People have scandalized his name, but he's still talking about Jesus all the same. You know, may that be true of us as a youth community. People can shoot us down, they can kick us down, they can drag our reputation through the mud, but we will be resilient in the face of that. We will be able to bounce back and talk about Jesus all the same. Thanks for joining us, youth family. We'll see you around.